Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Father Roy Bellen, and we are gifted to give Father Hans ngayong 2021.
Amen! So excited tayong lahat. Ako po si Father Hans Magdurulang. Tayo po ay magkakasama-sama na naman sa isang masaya at masarap na kwentuhan dito sa Tastetimony Season 6!
Kakain na naman tayo ngayon pong araw na ito. Father Hans, Magdurulang.
Yes, Father Roy, kaya nga grabe yung power mo talaga simula
Siyempre, hyper na hyper eh.
So
Ako'y
excited,
na-excite.
yes, sapagkat tayo nga ay na-miss natin ito, no? Itong ating mga kainan dito at kwentuhang masaya at masarap.
Of course, ngayong araw pong ito, as we also have this food para po sa atin pong mga tiyan, we also remember yung mga ating mga kapatid na hanggang ngayon ay affected still by the pandemic, maaaring nagutom po. And so we also pray for them kung tayo man ay makapagbigay po ng pagkain sa kanila, no? Through our mga pantry, community pantry.
Yes.
Si Father Hans po ay napakasipag sa mga community pantries na iyan.
And speaking of yung mga community pantries, tayo po ay nagbibigay pugay din at nagpapasalamat tayo sa mga kapatid nating patuloy
Yes.
na nakakaalala, nagbibigay.
Nag-share.
Yes, alam niyo marami tayong mga professional chef din kagaya ng guest natin ngayon.
Yeah.
Mga sila ay ginagamit nila yung kanilang mga profession into a mission.
Yan.
Into a
Professional
greater mission. Kaya hindi na natin patatagalin. Ipapakilala po namin sa inyo ang isa sa mga dakilang tao na tinutukoy natin na ginagamit nila ang kanilang gift to be a gift. Para sa ibang tao. My dear friends, Kuya Roy, ipakilala mo na ang ating bisita.
Kailangan mo nang humilang malalim kasi mahaba eh.
Oo. Kuya mo naman yung hininga.
Ang ating pong guest ngayon pong hour na to ay si Chef Anthony Gerard Gomez.
Yeah!
Chef Anton, please come on down.
Welcome to our kusina. Oh,
Yeah.
Chef, hello po.
Hello.
Welcome to our kusina.
Yan. Alam niyo po si Chef Anton, siya po isa po sa mga ating avid followers ng Tastetimony. Alam niyo po yung mga ating mga episodes, ating mga series po, ng mga nakaraang buwan, nakaraang taon. So, familiar po siya sa mga gimmick ni Father Hans.
Ako talaga.
Big fan of the show.
Wow!
Chef,
Big
bati
fan.
po muna kayo. Welcome po sa ating kusina.
Well, babati ako first sa family and to my friends, my students out there,
Wow.
wherever you are in the world. Yes.
Ating love life.
Love life. Well, married,
Amen.
one daughter, one beautiful daughter.
At yan,
Wow.
marami pa tayong malalaman tungkol kay Chef. Pagkatapos niyang sabihin muna itong pinakamagandang malaman natin, yung hinanda niya for us.
Yes. So, ang hahandain natin ngayong araw na to ay first, for our main course, we will be having our ribeye steak, no? So, gagawin natin tong Delmonico cut na ribeye steak.
Wow.
Together with marbled potatoes that we're gonna lace with bacon. And of course, asparagus.
Parang mga first class
Oo nga, Kuya Roy.
restaurant, Father Hans.
Fine dining pala ito.
First class people.
Yeah! Buti lang, mayroon akong medyo sa suot. Nagmagsama yung araw na to.
Naku, patay. Naku. Sige.
And then for our dessert, may dessert pa tayo pahapon.
Wow!
May dessert pa!
So for our dessert, we're gonna have a plain, simple, but very good, delicious New York cheesecake.
Oh, New York
I
cheesecake.
love
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Cubao.
Kahit di pa napunta ng New York, I love cheesecake.
So atin ang simulan, Chef Anton, ang atin pong masarap na ribeye.
Yes.
Wow.
And for our ingredients po,
Okay,
Chef?
but before we introduce our cooking, no?
Yes po.
Gagawin muna natin yung pinakamahirap hanggang sa pinakamadali.
Wow,
No?
hirap.
And I will be needing both of your wonderful talents and skills.
Yes.
Yes.
At your service.
Season 6 na kayo.
At your service.
Ang aming tala, ipagkwento talaga eh, Chef. Kwento.
Ganawa.
Sige po, Chef.
Okay. So,
First
we're-
ingredients. Yeah.
So, for our New York cheesecake, no? Simple lang yan. Gagamit tayo ng dalawang 225-gram bar ng cream cheese, no?
Cheese.
Which si Father Roy ay, since mataas ang energy niya, we'll ask him to whip it later. Hindi tayo gagamit ng mga makinilya dito ngayong araw na to.
Mano-mano.
Gagamitin natin yung energy nila. No?
Baka after show, ganyan na ako. Ito po si Father Roy.
Yeah.
Maubos na energy. Hindi.
So we'll have 225 bar. So this is half a kilo already. And then the general rule of thumb is 1 bar is equal to 1 egg. So
bar,
since
1 egg.
two bars tayo, we're gonna use 2 eggs.
Okay.
And then
Oo.
we are going to use 1 cup of diabetes. No, 1 cup of sugar.
Diabetes. Ay, mama.
Okay.
Diabetes.
1 cup of sugar. Okay? So, yan ang gagamitin natin para dun sa custard base natin. No? So, it's a custard base. So, and then for our crust naman, ang gagamitin natin is we're gonna use a cup and a half of graham cracker.
Hello?
Hello?
We have, by the way, nagpe-preheat na nga pala po ako ng oven ko.
Yo.
Kasi kailangan mainit yung oven natin para pag lagay natin ng ating cheesecake, we just have 45 minutes and that's it. And then, dun sa graham natin,
Graham pala yan.
we are going to use also a half a cup of butter into our crust. No? So, the materials or what we need for us to be able to assemble our cheesecake is, of course, wala akong springform pan eh. Pero meron ditong cake mold na niline ko ng wax paper, no? Tapos dito natin ipo-pour yung custard natin mamaya para i-bake natin siya. Okay, so creative way of doing things. No?
Galing.
Iba ang chef. Iba talaga ang chef.
Oh, yes.
Creative. Oh, doon naman tayo sa rib eye.
Okay, for our rib eye naman, okay? Ito, punta tayo sa
rib eye na yan.
punta tayo sa chiller.
Wala pa yung rib.
Ayan pala yung rib eye.
So,
Fresh from the
That's from the...
This is local, by the way. Kasi I'm an advocate of local ingredients.
Wow.
mabuhay ka siya.
So, this is a local rib eye. No. Ang tawag nila dito, Batangus. Batangus? No. Kasi di ba may Angus dito. Di ba? Ito, Batangas.
Mas bate.
So, local. And then, what's nice about it is, kasi nga meron tayong a little bit of knowledge in food safety. Kasi I'm a food safety manager, by the way. Besides being a chef, I'm also a food safety manager. So,
Yan gifted to give talaga sinasabi Father Han. Very gifted talaga to give.
So yung kalidad na meron worldwide, why can't we apply it sa mga lokal natin na mga kinakain?
Yan.
So kailangan kasi kapag kumain ka, 'di ba? Pinapasok mo yan sa katawan, kailangan kalidad. And of course, it has to be safe, 'di ba?
Art of eating.
So this is a rib eye fillet or it's a boneless rib eye, no? Tapos nun, wet age ko siya.
Sorry?
Wet age.
Wet age.
Yes.
Wet age.
Wet age kasi ganito yan eh. This one came from mahogany. Okay.
Sa puno?
Mahogany ni market.
Uy,
puno
ano
yan.
ba yan? Paano nagkaroon ng rib eye sa puno?
Kasi mahogany.
So, ginawa natin dito, kasi ito, explain ko lang sa inyo ha. Kapag ka ang baka, kinatay mo yan, fresh kill ang tawag doon. Okay?
Fresh kill.
So kapag fresh kill pa siya, yung misconception kasi yan eh, sinasabi lang, sariwang baka yan, that's the best. Actually, sorry po pero dahil lang sa pag-aaral and science, actually hindi po. No? Kasi a carcass that weighs around 2,000 pounds and above, it is susceptible to rigor mortis. No? So naninigas yung yung karne. So it means yung enzymes niya buhay na buhay pa tapos sabay matigas yung karne. So, sariwa siya eh. No?
Kakamatay lang.
No? So what happens is kapag niluto mo yan, maanggo, gamey and everything.
Yeah.
So ini-age natin siya. Paano natin siya ini-age? Kapag wet age, nakabalot siya sa isang bag. Tapos ilalagay lang natin siya sa refrigerator natin for 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
8 days, the best. So makikita nyo yung kulay niya, iba na. Pinkish, reddish na siya. Hindi siya yung parang dark blood red na fresh kill.
Kaya talagang age does matter.
Age matters. Yes. So we'll just put this in the
Ako na po magbabalik.
chiller. No?
Yan, okay.
Sige po.
Okay. So Do you want to know my story, no, pre-pandemic?
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Uy, hindi. Yung ibang ano pa natin, ingredients.
Chef,
oo nga pala.
natin.
Sorry,
Tayo
sorry.
na-excite.
Ako yung na-excite
May
sa
energy, chef.
buhay.
May
May energy din tayo.
Oh, di ba?
Yes,
After
yes,
po
yes.
nung Batangus,
So,
ano pong ibang ingredients natin?
since filet po siya, ikakat natin siya ng Delmonico cut, no? So,
Delmonico?
Yeah, Delmonico is a steakhouse in New York that produced this specific type of cut.
Grabe,
So,
New York naman yan.
proprietary tayo.
Di ba?
No?
Ayan.
So, of course, local din yung ating marble potatoes, garlic, asparagus. And we have 2 types of herbs here. We have thyme and we have rosemary. No?
Rosemary.
So, yung rib eye natin mamaya, lulutuin natin siya together with butter and thyme and garlic.
Time, yun pala yung time.
Yeah,
Yes.
time.
And then yung sides natin, meron tayong marble potatoes
Yan.
together with the bacon. No? So, makikita nyo naman, lulutuin natin yan mamaya. Tas
Father
finish
Hans,
off.
anong time na? Ay,
It's time to begin.
Yeah!
Father,
Actually,
mali ka eh. The time is now.
Wow! Yes, chef. Now.
Now.
O sige po, ano
Sige,
po
chef.
ang
Atin simulan
first
natin
step
tong-
na pwede natin gawin na?
Okay, so the first step, I will ask Father Roy since he has a lot of energy.
O yan.
Yan. So, itong dalawang bar natin ng ano,
Ano po yun?
itong dalawang bar natin ng cream cheese,
Cream cheese.
you will break the bars like Saint Peter.
yeah.
Okay?
Pwede.
So, Saint Peter in chains, release him.
Sige.
So,
Oh, yeah.
while he's whipping it,
Okay.
he's going to add 2 eggs.
Okay.
Yan.
So, Father,
Sige.
so you will notice na mamaya,
Yan.
Kaya-kaya?
Siyempre.
Yan.
Kaya-kaya.
Pwede bang tanggalin ko yung ano, para makita yung muscles ko habang ito?
So, chef, interview natin yung guest natin, chef.
Father, yan.
Ano naman ang sa akin?
Akala mo nakaligtas ka,
Kala
ikaw
ko
din.
Ano po yan sa akin, chef?
So, what you're gonna do is you're going to mix your butter
Butter.
together with
Graham.
your Graham
Graham.
Yeah.
crackers. No?
Anong kailangan po natin, chef?
What we could do is we could get this wonderful. Oy, meron
Sige
pala
po.
tayo ano dito,
Yes,
spatula.
Siyempre.
Oh.
No?
Yan.
So,
Yan lang.
i-add mo yung butter mo
Opo.
dyan.
Tapos
Tapos
saka-
sabay, imimix mo siya na
I-mix
maigi.
lang. Okay.
After mo siya i-mix na maigi, i-ano natin siya dito.
Hindi naman
Gagawin
sinabi
natin.
na may bago na palang host ngayon, ano?
Alam mo naman.
Kinakabahan ka ba, Father Hans? Joke na ka ba?
Ano sinabi yung last episode na pala?
Father Hans, use your energy.
Oh, yes. Energy.
So you just
Yeah.
mix that together while I
Pero chef,
grab a
habang
spoon.
ginagawa po namin ito, chef,
Siyempre.
ano ba yung chef, yung, dahil chef kami ng chef, pero yung buhay po ninyo before this pandemic, chef, kamusta po ang inyong, ay ito pa ba pangahalo?
Yes.
Po?
Paano
just
naapektuhan,
put it
ano?
in there.
Yung ano ni Chef.
Oo, chef,
Oh.
kamusta po kayo before this pandemic?
Well, before the pandemic, I was doing very well, no? So I was teaching part-time as a chef instructor in one of the culinary schools here in Manila.
Grabe, teacher, prof.
Yes.
Prof, chef.
And then I was also a executive chef for a social enterprise, no? And then ang experience natin, well, my experience is really in training. No? Really training. Train
So, tama po ba, chef?
Yes, tama po, tama po.
okay.
If nahirapan kayo, Father,
Oo nga,
you could
laki
use
po
the
nito.
spoon. Yes. So,
Kaya pala train tayo ni Chef ngayon. Tayo
Oo.
teacher ni
Yes,
Chef
yes.
kayo.
We are so
Tayo
privileged
tinitrain ni
din,
Chef,
di ba?
eh.
So, chef, kayo po by profession talaga, nag-aral ho talaga kayo ng ito po sa pagluluto po?
fortunately, I have a cellar education, no? And then I also went to food safety school, so talagang inaral ko yung
Wow.
siyensya nung
Oo.
pagluluto.
Oo.
Pero buti, Chef, hindi ka ganong tumaba nung ikaw ay...
Well,
Tumingin ka na lang sa akin pag
sorry.
well, we live a balanced. We do our best to struggle for a balanced life.
Grabe.
Chef, may natutunan ko sabi na, it is not to eat less, but to eat right.
Yes, tama.
O kaya, we live to eat, not live, eat to live. Tama ba yun?
Pero hindi ko narinig yan.
Well, for me, ano lang, temperance.
Temperance.
Yan.
So,
Yes, temperance.
matagal din po kayo, kailan po kayo nag-start magturo, chef?
I started teaching in 2013.
Until now po, chef.
Well, when I became an executive chef in 2018,
Executive chef.
yeah.
Oo.
Ano bang executive chef? Chef.
Well, practically you run the whole show from training, human resource, sourcing. So
Bigat pala ng ating guest ng Father Hans.
At marami pa tayong malalaman tungkol kay Chef. At ititignan niya kung tama yung ginagawa natin maya-maya lamang sa pagbabalik natin. Kaya po,
baka mamaya
alis at pag-iibayuhin muna namin ni Father Roy ang assignment namin with our new host.
Mag-break muna tayo ng 20 minutes.
Babalik po tayo dito sa Tastetimony.
We are back, boss. Sorry, no? Talagang ako ni-enggo sa mixing ng cream cheese and egg na to. Mas hindi pala to, Chef.
Ay.
no, Father, simula pa lang yan kasi ilalagay natin yung sugar. Lalagay natin yung diabetes. So, lalo magiging stiff pa yan.
Grabe ka, Chef. Buti na tayo, mayroon akong muscle. Buti na
Father
muscular akong
Roy.
pare.
Father Roy!
Ka naman yan, Father Roy.
Ayun na.
Father Roy, samantalang ako, Father Roy, naghihintay na lang. Ay,
Father Hans, nakatsamba ka lang dyan.
Ay.
Yan,
So, Father Roy, that's the
Yes,
last.
Father Roy.
Grabe.
Right, for the road.
Yes, okay. So,
Alright.
habang magpapatuloy po natin, Chef, ano na po ang ating susunod na gagawin?
Okay, Father Hans, what
Ako
you're gonna
na.
do is you're going to pat down our graham crackers that are powdered
Wow.
with the butter dito sa ating bottom ng
Yun.
ating plate, no?
Grabe.
Napakahirap ng mga
Oo nga.
napupunta
Very
sa akin.
precise talaga.
Yes.
No? Meron tayong
So,
free
uubusin lang natin
culinary
yan.
class
Ipapulahan
dito.
dyan, Chef.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we line this with a wax paper, no? Kasi later kapag hinila natin itong
Opo.
ano natin,
Naka-form
cake ring natin siya.
Madali siyang
Yan.
maano. Pero Chef, while we're doing all this,
Oo
no?
nga.
While we're doing all this work for you, while we're slaving here, no, just kidding.
Oo
Pero
nga.
Chef, ikaw
When you
matanong
start
ko
being
po,
serviced, yes.
how was it during the pandemic? Kasi before the pandemic, you were very busy already.
Yes.
Yung pandemya ba, medyo it affected you in any way?
Well,
Sa iyong ministry
professionally,
or sa iyong work?
professionally, yes, of course, lahat naman ng industriya tinamaan ng pandemic, no? But most especially sa food, because our staple is talaga to serve a lot of people on a daily basis, no?
Merong face-to-face lagi ang
Yes.
sa food industry.
But since nag-lockdown siya, wow, all of a sudden, there are no people to serve, no? Kasi I used to do 3,000 meals a day.
3,000.
Oh, grabe.
Yes.
Para po saan yun, Chef, yung everyday na?
Okay, 3,000 meals kasi ito yung pinoprovide namin for the students of Dual Tech Training Center, no?
Dual
so,
Tech.
they have a population of 1,000 students.
Okay.
And then we have to feed them breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Ayun, school, you say students, so it's a school.
It's a technical vocational school, no, that caters to the less fortunate individuals,
Okay.
no, and then the school trains them to become electromechanics, no.
So, and then you feed them also.
Yes, I'm the one who feeds them, no.
So, internally, they just live dun sa may bahay sila?
Yes,
Ah,
they have boarding houses, and then they come to the school. The school has a facility for feeding, no.
Swerte naman nila, no? Chef talaga ang kanila.
Oo, no? Professional
na pagkain.
talaga.
ah.
Well, I'm also fortunate myself because ako nakapag-train ako ng, just imagine, no background education on cooking or anything, but after their training period, because there were volunteers who trained under me from Dual Tech, we were able to make them into really good cooks, no?
Wow.
And when I say good cooks, talagang nakakapagluto sila. Yan, nakakapagluto
world-class.
sila ng ganyan,
totoo.
yes.
Ang world-class na pakukok
Oo
pala
nga.
ako.
Pero habang kayo po ay nagpo-provide ng yung meals na yon, ay
So,
tuturo rin po kayo? Ganun ba yun?
Yes, yes.
Diba?
Well, like previously what we were talking about now, I was teaching before in a culinary school. So I had to let that go when itong Dual Tech
Pandemic.
came along, and then the pandemic hit. First the volcano.
Taal,
Taal.
2020.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the pandemic. So pandemic talagang wow. We were already on our knees operational wise, and then the pandemic hits. It became a double whammy. Tapos we had to be creative, no? So with the help of my sister, she reached out to different foundations. Tapos nagpo-provide kami ng meals sa mga frontliners, no?
Wow.
So it was very nice, no?
Active
So
na rin pala kayo.
there were also other foundations that tapped us, no? We were also servicing the penitentiary doon sa Bilibid, no, for their frontliners. So that one,
Yung under po ito ng mga Jesuits.
yes,
Diba?
yes,
No?
the Phil Jesuit Mission
Yeah,
Service,
yeah.
no.
Busy
So-
pa rin pala kayo kahit na pandemya. Ha? Hindi kayo
Yes,
natakot
yes.
sa virus and all.
Well, of course, My wife was pregnant at that time. I was, of course, extra cautious. No, extra cautious.
Uuwi sa bahay.
Tapos sabay, mas usual yung frequent yung testing mo. No? Fortunately, sa workplace naman, may testing siya. No? And,
Chef, kanina you were saying yung dual tech?
yes.
Ano, is it family owned or ano ba ito?
No.
You work for the private school na ito? Ano ba ito?
Well, Dual Tech asked me to, because they built a huge facility, and then they have no idea how to run it. So they tapped me, sabi ko, and then I said yes. But before saying yes, it's because it was a very huge commitment.
Siyempre.
But your mission is to feed people.
Oo.
That's my kumbaga sa inyo, you have the priesthood, ako I have the cooking.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, okay, I'm going to cook. If this is how many people I could cook, I'm gonna cook for them. So less privilege and everything, so go. So a yes was a yes, there was a commitment. And then talagang pinaglaban namin pinaglaban ko yung commitment na yun all throughout. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, hindi siya sustainable because donor-driven siya.
Father Hans, saka Chef, parang check nyo, malaki, yung aking muscle lumalaki eh. Parang lumalaki yung muscle.
Pwede na.
Parang feel ko lumalaki na yung muscle ko eh.
Tama po ba ang
Napapansin
ginagawa
ko sa
ko,
camera ito.
Chef?
Wow, this is very good.
Naku, sinabi na naman ni Chef yung very good Father Roy.
So as you can see,
Palit nga tayo, Father Hans!
Naku naman, Chef. Chef,
so our crust is very nicely and firm.
Chef,
Oh, this is very good. Amazing. Actually, we're done.
Ay, tapos na pang show namin.
As you can see, ano na siya, velvety.
So, yeah.
Wow! Wow! Hindi na halatang tinulungan siya ni Chef.
Tumingin, Father Hans! Ikaw!
So kailangan yung consistency natin ganito.
Yeah.
Ganito dapat yung consistency
How
natin.
do you describe yung kanyang consistency, Chef?
Okay, sige, hindi siya yung malapot, hindi siya malabnaw. So it's in between. No? It's in
Hindi
between.
malapot, hindi
Alam mo,
malapot.
nakakatawa talaga ito. Para tayo nasa
High school nga tayo eh.
Ito lang ang gagawin
Ayan,
natin.
ano po?
So, Father Roy,
Yes?
the fruits of your labor, you have to pour it in here.
Oh, yeah.
Para kung sumablay, ikaw ang sisisihin mo.
Okay,
Hindi
okay.
naman...
So, we just pour it in slowly
Sa
but
gitna pa sa
surely.
gilid.
Slowly, Father Roy.
Lead the way.
Always in the center
Okay.
is best.
Ayan, ang galing ano. Yung mga maganda naman pala yung pinagtutulungan yung pagkain, di ba? Hindi naman kailangan mag-away. Diba? Ayan.
Grabe.
Ito muna, ito yung sasabi na, ito yung nauna, no? Yung dessert natin.
Nauna yung dessert natin.
Kasi po, Chef,
Because
mas
we have to
matagal
bake
ito.
this.
Yeah.
So while we're baking this one, yung ating
Yung rib-eye
steak.
sisimulan na.
Yes, sisimulan na natin para pag natapos na to, naluto na to, well, let's ask the intercession of Our Lady na maluto siya.
Again, ito po ang ating
problema nito, no?
New York cheesecake. New York Cubao cheesecake, no?
Yes,
New York Pandakan cheesecake to.
Ay, pandakan pala.
Okay, so ito yung oven na gagamitin natin. No? So I
Yan.
preheated this already at 375.
Lalo ko naramdaman, binuksan ni Chef eh. Chef, alam ko ako.
So,
Yes!
you have to put it in there
Okay
nicely,
po.
okay?
Ito na yung ma'am. Nicely daw.
Yes.
Dapat nakasmile ka.
Pagka nahulog,
Napuwi
tumalin
ng
ako, wala
utot
na
sa
Ito, Chef?
Yes,
Oh.
that's an oven safe plate. Don't worry.
Okay.
So 375 in the oven, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, alright.
Ayan po ang ating cheesecake din New York.
Yes.
Yes.
Babalikan natin siya mamaya sapagkat sana'y masimulan natin ng rib-eye naman.
Yan.
Yes.
Sige, sige.
But before we start with the rib eye, napaka-excited to mo, dalawang carnivorous friends
Opo,
ko.
talaga. Kasi nga,
Alam na ni Chef, carnivorous.
Batangus kasi gusto ko matikman.
Okay. Now, we will come together in the middle of the
Okay.
the table, no? And then hating kapatid.
Wow.
Okay. I will give you tasks to do.
Yes.
So
Anything, Chef.
ayan na.
Ayan, Chef.
Hating kapatid.
Tayo ay naghugas naman ng kamay, di ba, Kuya Roy?
Ayan. So Father Roy
Yan.
and then Father Han. So Team Roy and Team Han.
Anniversary special pala.
So what we're gonna do is we're just going to half this. So
Okay.
let me grab my knives.
Ayan na, pinakahintay natin
May
lahat.
sarili lang bit-bit na kutsina si Chef, no?
Ang mga chef talaga may sarili silang mga, sabi nga niya kanina, kinukwento niya na kung may masket tayo, sila may mga
Kutsilyo.
sarili talaga. May mga
Okay.
sarili talaga. Chef, alam niyo po, we promote camaraderie,
Brotherhood, friendship,
brotherhood.
non-violence, ganun.
So okay. So
Oh.
what I'm gonna give Father Roy is a chef's knife. This is a 12-inch. And
12
then,
inch.
kay Father Hans, since meron siyang energy, I'm gonna give him a utility knife.
Chef, kala ko magkaibigan na tayo, Chef.
Hindi, mas madali ang
Apo.
pag-cut sa utility
Ito, ha?
knife.
Okay,
Ah,
sige.
po.
So we just cut it in half.
Half lang, chef, ha?
Yeah,
Bad?
half.
Okay.
So while our good friends
Students.
here, students,
Students.
are cutting, kinakat nila yung patatas natin.
Yes.
Ako naman, I will fire up this stove.
Ah, sige, Chef. Diyan naman po kayo,
Okay.
Chef.
Yan.
Kala ko,
And then-
kala ko matutulog muna kayo, Chef.
No.
Okay.
Ayun na.
Chef,
So-
parang nabiting po kami doon sa kwento nyo rin kanina tungkol po doon sa inyong mga naging... Ano po yung mga naging challenges ninyo as a professional chef, di ba? Ano po yung mga na-meet nyong challenges during the pandemic po, Chef?
Well, of course, a lot of things. Number one is the financial aspect.
Yeah.
Since it's donor-driven, yung advocacy namin, we had to make it sustainable. But unfortunately, since nag-ease yung mga quarantine status natin from a really hard lockdown going into GCQ, the donors were like, okay, sige, mas okay na yung ano. So, last March, just this March, natapos na yung sa mga Jesuits natin.
Oo. Ito yung sa prison?
Yes, prison and PGH. No?
Chef, parang may problema ako, chef.
Yes.
Parang naputol yung daliri ko.
Ano ka ba?
Joke! Pakay nyo, ha?
Ay, bagong-bago. Bagong-bago.
Joke lang po, chef. Hindi ka kabahan.
I was nervous. I was very nervous.
Oo, tapos sabihin ni Chef, nakasira pa siya ng ng buhay. Ayan. Pero Chef,
Ako, hawak mo Father
Sige,
Hans.
sige.
Isa po sa, parang financial, yung pong part ng, was anyone in the family got sick?
Fortunately, wala.
amen.
No?
to hear.
Amen.
Kasi I come from a very small family. Actually, that's how I got started cooking eh. Kasi
Oo.
I
Ilan na po
come
ba
from
kayo?
a small family. I have 6 sisters and I have 4 other brothers.
Very small, Father Hans. So, ikaw yung pang,
Come from
that's
a-
6 plus 4.
I'm second to the eldest. No? So,
Of 11. Of 11.
11.
Good. Of 11.
So, sanay kami sa adversity eh. Because my dad is a businessman, entrepreneur. Nung Asian financial crisis, talagang naubos siya. So, I was around high school, going into high school, 6th grade, 7th grade, and I taught myself how to cook because I like to eat. Kasi before, every Sunday, we would go out, eat, talagang experience a lot of things. And then, when the crisis hit, talagang wala, nothing.
Yan.
So, yung mga kinakainan namin before, like really nice hotels and really nice restaurants, I try to recreate it
Sabay.
at home.
Wow.
And then, doon ko na realize na, uy, I like to do this for a living.
Wow.
No?
Maganda yung
So-
maganda. Parang masarap natin, ituloy natin kwentuhan na yun yung mga, hindi lang mga challenges. Huwag natin tapusin ito sa mga
Yes,
challenges.
of
Yung
course.
mga victories naman, sa kayo, ano yung mga nakatulong kay Chef. Ngayong natapos na, parang to, small victory to eh. Natapos
Tsaka, sabi
natin.
nga, di ba, ang kwento ng Jesus hindi sakro sa tapos. Di ba? It was in the
Oh, yes.
Yes, kaya
Amen.
tayo po ay matapos muna tayo sandali, babalik tayo maya-maya lamang para
Ay, teka lang,
ipagpatuloy
Father
natin.
Hans. Bago mo
ang ano
tapusin,
naman.
by the way, Chef, nauna po akong mag-cut kay Father Hans ng mga potato.
Ay,
Whew!
Okay, so, for those who are nanonood na kung sino ang nauna, si Father Hans and si Father Roy,
tayo po ay magbabalik sa Tastetimony. Huwag po kayong aalis.
At nakabalik po tayo sa ating pong healthy competition, Father Hans, Magdurulang.
Yes!
Ngayon po with Chef Anton, teaching us how to cook.
Di tayo na-inform, meron pala tayong
Oo.
competition today.
yeah, it's a class and a competition at the same time.
Yun! Ang sarap naman talaga. Amoy na amoy mo na.
Yes,
Pero
so
naamoy mo
kayo
na
na
ba?
po, we cut po yung,
Ay, naku.
yung ating pong potatoes, tapos
Opo.
po ngayon yung bacon.
Yun.
Yan.
Ano po ba ang ituto? Bago tayo magpatuloy sa masarap na kwentuhan din, ano pong next gagawin
So,
po ba natin?
actually, what
Chef?
we're gonna do is we're gonna do the fixins for our steak, no? So,
Okay.
fixins is yung
Fixins.
kasama niya or yung
Okay.
complement nung steak
Yes.
natin. So, these are marble potatoes. Naglagay lang tayo ng bacon crumble. Yung bacon crumble natin, we didn't oil the pan, we didn't, nothing. Kasi yung bacon, magre-render siya. As you could see, marami na siyang fat
May sariling
on the
oil.
side, no? So, magre-render siya, yun yung gagamitin natin fat. And by the way, fat is flavor. So, the more fat there is, the more flavor it.
Father Hans, marami ka flavor. You're flavorful. Ay, joke lang.
Grabe siya.
Joke lang po yan.
Okay,
It's sexy.
So, what we're gonna do is we're just going to add our potatoes
Uy,
in
tayo
there.
nag-iwa niya.
And
Marami akong
sino nga
nabigyan
pala
dyan.
yung nanalo?
Ako,
Hindi kasi
1-1.
nga, ano mo ako, nilinlang mo ako, pinagdadaldal mo ako kay Chef. Kaya hindi ko natapos kagad eh.
But Father Hans and Chef Anton, before we had a break, no? Ang isa sa mga kwento kayo na itungkol sa family
Yes,
ni
oo.
Chef, no, na napakaliit ng kailang pamilya. Sila ay labing isang magkakapatid lang naman. Napakakonti po nila, no? Pero ngayong pandemya, of course, medyo may pinagdaanan sila. Pero, sanay, sabi ni Chef, sanay.
From this, yung past experiences, he learned how to survive from
Yes.
any trial man na darating, di ba? No, kaya dumating yon. Kaya Chef, nabanggit din ni Chef kanina, yung kanyang international
Oo.
service, di ba?
Actually, during the break, nabanggit ni
Oo.
Chef na Chef pala ay jet setter.
Bakit?
Hindi naman jet set.
Hindi naman jet set.
Hindi naman. I
Ano
mean,
po ang mga ating international,
Involvement. activities.
well, every year for the past 6 years, I've been going to Mexico in a university there, to teach in a university there as a guest lecturer
Wow.
and chef instructor. So I spent 2 weeks in Mexico. So 2 weeks for work. So just imagine, one whole semester, they cram it in 1 week. So a day of class is like 10 hours.
Grabe, no? Oo.
10 hours of cooking, 10 hours of lecture. So, very, very, very challenging. But umabot tayo ng 6 years, but because of the pandemic, supposed to be we would go. No, tapos, and what's nice about it is every year would go to the Basilica de Guadalupe and make a pilgrimage there. No? And actually, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of favors that are granted by Our Lady. No, so it's also a miracle for us. No.
Malamang kasama sa mga favors niyan, Chef, ang tungkol sa iyong pamilya, no?
Oh yes.
You mentioned na
Yes.
ikaw ay married.
Yes.
Newly married actually.
Newly
One daughter,
newly
tama po ba,
with
Chef?
one daughter.
One
yes.
daughter.
8 months old. No?
8 months.
Yes. No, so actually before, 2014 was my first year in Mexico. And then I was able to go on pilgrimage. And then, because all of my counterparts, my contemporaries were getting married. I was married to my profession because I was cooking, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you love cooking.
And I love
He
to
fell
cook,
in love
yeah.
sa kanyang profession.
So what happened was, sabi ko, Lord, please give me someone who is you know, at the level na ang priority is family. No, so may criteria kasi ako for for when I'm dating. Kasi before, dati parang dating, when I date, okay, what are your ambitions? What are your priorities? Laging,
Parang nag-apply ang trabaho
Oo
eh.
nga,
So ano ba ang iyong natapos?
hindi naman. Yung mga iba kong na-date, sabi nila, I want to finish my master's, I want to be a vice president of
Career-oriented.
Career-oriented. So sabi ko, okay, no more second dates after that. Pero yung when I dated my wife now, so what are your priorities? Well, I want to establish a home. My priority is my family. Ganyan.
But she was also working then.
Yeah, she was working. She was working for her dad, no? So, very close-knit din kasi yung family nila. So, I was very fortunate with
How
that.
big yung family? Kasi nabagit ko kayo na how big yung family nung iyong wife.
yung wife
Okay,
po.
my wife naman, she's bunso of 11.
Diba? Hindi rin kaliitan ng mga pamilya nila.
Maliliit na
Pero
pamilya,
ang
no?
daughter nila ay isa lang.
Pero Father Hans, no, atin po mga kasama sa Tastetimony, no? Rarely ngayon nyo marinig yan, mga ganyang
Yung
small
big
families,
ngayon.
yes.
Ngayon, 2, 1, 3. Sila,
Kamusta yung ganong kalaking family, Chef?
Oh, the dynamics is wonderful.
parang magandang please expound. How dynamic is it?
The dynamics are wonderful because you have different types of personalities, you have different types of characters, no? But it boils down to values.
Yes.
You might be one of my siblings might have graduated from here, there, pero it boils down to the person's values.
Oo, gali.
So, I'm fortunate enough, my wife, yung family nila maganda yung values. No, I'm fortunate, And I'm fortunate enough, my parents taught me well
Yun.
in terms of values.
Yung pagpapalaki rin talaga
yan.
ng magulang. Kahit na
Yan.
gaano pa karami ang mga... Kaya, ano rin ha, hindi na sasabi na dapat marami kayong anak, pero dakila at tayo po humahanga sa mga magulang na kayang palakihin ng tama at mabuti
Yes.
ang anak, ilan mang anak na binigay ng Diyos sa
Yes.
kanila. Basta mapapalaki nyo ng malaki at mabuti.
At ng tama. Kasi
Ng
sabi
tama.
nga, kung tatlo, na mabuting turuan nyo, 3 taong dagdag sa lipunan na may mabuting kontribusyon.
Ilan
That's
sila,
right.
Chef, oh? Diba? 11 na
11,
pinalaki
malaking
ng
contribution
mabuti
ng
at
family
tama.
nila.
Uy, nahiwa na. Chef,
So,
ano po ba
yung
itong hiwa na?
I didn't want you guys to
Okay
have
lang
that
po.
healthy
Opo.
competition again. Pero asparagus kasi, oh by the way, this came from Bukidnon.
Tumo.
Grabe,
Napakano
Susana,
talaga ni
no?
Chef yung promote saka
So, local.
Local.
We have to local.
Go local.
But how do you know na it comes, may label?
No. Actually, since
Tanong ko lang ba kasi?
since I've been in the industry for a while,
Opo.
Yung mga
nakakilala na rin ako ng...
Yan. Ako, salamat.
So, instead we could get thicker Australian asparagus than
Opo.
this. But instead, I got the local, much more
Salamat,
greener
salamat, Chef.
asparagus. no?
Sariling atin talaga,
Nakakatuwa,
Sariling
nakakahanga
atin.
yan. Ayan.
So, yung asparagus kasi, it's a grass, no?
Opo.
So, it's somewhat like a bamboo, but this one is like, it's edible bamboo in terms of it being cooked. It's much more
Alright.
easier. Mas madali. So, yung asparagus, kaya po siya kinat kasi itong part na to, para na siyang kahoy.
Matigas na ho.
So, kaya, kapag kaya nginataan nyo, parang
matigas
mangata kayo
na.
ng tubo. Pero walang katas.
Lasa.
Yeah. So
Chef,
there.
how about sa yung family with your wife, no? Your
Oh, with my wife and with my daughter.
Ano nangyari nung nagkaroon ng pandemic?
When the pandemic hit, and then my wife, I just come home one day, and then I told my wife, mukhang mahihirapan tayo financially ngayon. And I told her the truth. I told her na we stopped operations already, so for now, we don't have any... Ikaw lang talaga ang mag-work, no?
Yeah.
Magsusupport.
Work talaga.
No, so my wife kasi works for her dad. No, they have a security agency. So my wife, she could come to work 3-4 times a week, no? So like today, my wife is the one who's taking care of our daughter, no? So
Pero normally, ikaw ang naiwan
Yes.
with the daughter.
after April, because that was April 13th, I still remember. We stopped operations, and sabi ko kasi, this is not sustainable already. We're bleeding so much money. And then, instead na makabuti, mas mapapasama pa, no? So, when she found out, she said, you know what? If the birds in the air could be provided for by God, why not us?
Amen.
Diba?
So,
And you are more than these birds in the air.
Yes. So sabi ko,
Much more than-
ang swerte ko talaga, ito napangasawa ko.
Talagang binibless din siya. Kasi naman
Hindi ka inaway, no?
ang dami niya rin kasing na-bless na tao.
Yeah.
Kaya, yun siya sabi na, as I always say, walang tinawag ang Diyos na pinabayaan niya.
Yes.
Tinawag kayo to serve these hungry people that you have fed na
And God will
marami.
take care of you.
Yeah,
God will take care
providence.
of you. Yeah, providence.
We believe in
Ang
God's
galing.
providence, no?
Ang galing naman na.
So, like what I said, values nga. If
Maganda
ganun
yun.
siya pinalaki ng magulang niya eh. So, ina-apply niya sa akin.
Yan
Which
po
is-
mga kasama, no? Hindi lang po ganda, no? Hindi lang po ganda at TikTok ang basihan para mag-asawa.
At talino.
Talino.
Oo.
Values po.
Values,
Value.
very
Yes.
important.
The values.
Makinig tayo kay Ama. Maraming salamat.
Ay, alam mo
Hoy,
kasi mga
and then, after po nito, Chef, ano na bang, parang amoy na amoy ko na lalo habang nakikinig ako sa'yo, Chef.
Our potatoes are steaming already.
Yes, and we can smell the bacon here.
You can smell the bacon. So,
Aroy.
what's going to happen is hindi natin itapon yung bacon grease natin. This is where we're gonna grill our asparagus. No?
Grill.
Yeah, so we're gonna pan grill it. No?
Ang galing pag inaangat, tapos ginaganon talaga yun, ano.
Yeah, when you're tossing
Yan
it
ang
around.
chef.
Ayun! Ako.
Pag ako bakit, tapon lahat yan eh. Tapon lahat,
Ang
tapo
galing,
yan.
ano. Yan, ayan po.
So there. So
Tapos,
actually, right now, for the people who are watching, I'm a full-time dad and I'm a part-time chef.
okay. Full-time dad.
I'm a full-time
Part-time
dad.
Part-time chef.
You know, last night I was just my wife was watching some TV and I was standing like nakatayo ako ng ganito tapos may planggana ako ng laundry. Tapos my wife just looks at me. Sabi niya sa akin, Yeah, you're a full-time dad, no? A full-time dad.
Mabuhay ang mga full-time dad.
Amen. Buhay.
Salamat sa mga
Amen.
full-time dad. Naku po,
Nakakatuwa.
What's
salamat.
nice about that
No?
is I learned so many things being a dad, no?
Yes.
Changing the diapers, paligo sa bata.
Tama.
Paglalaba, that's why my beautiful hands right now, paltos-paltos na, no?
Yan na ang kamay ng amang nagsakripisyo.
Amang nagmahal.
Huwag niyo po ikakaya pagiging full-time
Totoo.
dad din. At
No,
yung mga
ano?
tatay na nagsiserve sa bahay nila. Naku
Yes.
po, mabuhay
Yeah.
kayo.
Na-break yung stereotype, ano, ngayong
Yes.
pandemic, no? Dati pag lalaki, naku, nasa labas
Kasi
na.
I think
gano'n.
sinasabi na huwag na kayo magtrabaho sa labas, pero yung sa pagkakataon na hindi pa muna pwede,
Oo.
di ba?
Yes,
Tamang-tama. Year of St. Joseph.
Iyon.
Mabuhay ang mga
Saint
tatay.
Joseph?
Saint
Saint Joseph, mabuhay kayo, di ba?
Yes.
Ayan, sige po, Chef.
So, yeah, I mean, full-time dads, I salute you. I'm one of you. I feel you, more power to us. This is the new normal, di ba?
Yes.
Pero being a full-time dad is just amazing. Nakikita ko how my daughter grows up. No, January to until now. Wow, talagang hands-on.
Diba?
No, so it's amazing. And my wife, talagang yung sacrifices niya makikita mo kasi
Yeah.
she goes to work, she goes to the office, she has to drive to work. No, pag-uwi niya talagang latan-latan. At tapos my daughter is exclusively breastfed kasi. So magla-latch pa yan.
Oo.
So, yan.
Alam mo, bago tayo mag-break po, talagang para ako na-inspire talaga doon sa bigla niya sinabi na yung bang somebody na professional, international din ang iyong exposure din. And yet,
Executive chef?
yes, and yet, yung pagiging tatay mo ay hindi mo binase sa profesyon mo at sa talino mo lang,
Yeah.
kundi sa pagmamahal at sakripisyo. Yun ang tatay.
Siguro, I would like to add
Love
to
and
that, no?
sacrifice.
To add to that, sabi niya na nga yung hindi kinakahiya yung time na ikaw ay naging talagang full force na talagang taong bahay si daddy, no? Yung nakahiya. Kasi
Baka-
mga lalaki yung kinakahiya na, ano sabihin, naglalaba ako, ano sabihin?
Baka umiyak na yung mga tatay na nanonood, kaya magbe-break muna tayo para magpahid-pahid muna sa nanaluhan nila. Magbabalik po tayo, malapit na, matitikman na natin ang ating
Ribeye steak.
ribeye steak. Magbabalik po tayo. Excuse po, excuse. Tayo po ay nagbabalik na sa pinakahihintay natin. Ang huling bahagi sapagat matitikman na po natin ng rib ay
Yeah!
na hinanda sa atin ni Chef. Kanina pa natin ito hinihintay talaga.
Inaamoy-amoy.
Yes, amoy na amoy na. Kaya po, ano na po ang last part?
Well, ngayon ang last part natin, no. So, ikakat na natin yung
Yan, no?
steaks natin into Delmonico cuts. So, Delmonico cuts are 1.5 inches thick. And this was popularized in a New York steakhouse called Delmonico's, no?
Delmonico.
Yes. So, sila din, wet age ang ginagawa. Ito, winet age natin itong steaks natin for 4 days.
4 days.
4 days.
No? Bago ikaw makapagluto ng masarap.
There you go. Who can imagine
Ang
that this is
ganda, oh.
local? This is local.
Batangus.
No?
Batangus
kasi galing Batangas.
Ang galing, oh.
Saan pala, particular sa Batangas, you were saying kanina?
This came from Mahogany Market.
No, I mean, which part of, yung cattle ba? Cattle racing sa...
Okay.
Saan sa Batangas?
Itong beef na to is, ang tawag dito is the Philippine native.
Philippine native.
Philippine native. So it's a smaller type of cow. No, it's a mix of a Chinese yellow ox and a what do you call this? Iberico breed of cow. No?
Pati yun, chef. Pati yun talaga.
Parang nasa
Oo.
classroom ngayon.
Kailangan.
Parang nasa classroom. Oh, sige.
So mas in terms of flavor, since grass-fed tong mga to, no, wala siyang feeds or anything. Kasi ito pinapapastol
natural,
lang to eh.
organic,
Pinapapastol lang to eh. So ang notion kasi tough. Tapos sabay hindi naman talaga. Actually masusubukan natin later. So
Looking forward.
Ayan.
Yes.
Sige.
So, since nakapag-aral naman din tayo, ma-share ko na rin sa inyo
Opo.
yung mga natutunan ko, no. So, steaks like this, like for example, bumili kayo sa Mahogany, no. Ang tawag doon is bagong katay or fresh kill. Ang problema kasi sa fresh kill na baka, it goes under the process of rigor mortis.
Mitigas.
So kapag bagong katay siya, matigas pa yung karne. Tapos sabay maanggo siya. So for us to be able to avoid that is what we do is we either wet age or dry age. So
Right.
dalawang klase. No? So eto winet age ko siya. So pinasok ko siya sa isang plastic bag. I placed it inside the refrigerator for 4 days at a temperature of 3 degrees Celsius.
Is it in the freezer or chiller?
Refrigerator.
Pero yung mismong actual na malamig talaga yung sa freezer, di ba? Sa taas.
Huwag sa freezer.
Huwag sa
Sa baba
freezer.
lang talaga.
Oo. Ayun.
So we have to age it and then we have to
with salt. Tama
with
po ba?
salt. Yes. So
Meron po bang tamang pagmamasahe? Yan?
Paghimas ng
actually some they put oil and then they salt it. Ako I put salt
Salt lang.
so it would dry brine. No, so dry
ayun.
brining. So you pack it with salt like
Meron
this.
pa pamasahe ka, salt ang gagamitin. Ano?
Well, kung gusto niyo
Luluto ka.
So I was living I learned this process kasi I was living in Cebu for quite some time, no? And then kaya masarap yung lechon Cebu, yung hindi mo na kailangan ng sarsa.
Yun.
It's because they pack it with a lot of salt overnight.
Salt lang po talaga,
Salt.
chef.
They pack it with salt. So parang
Seasoned na siya ng salt, no? Before the
Kaya malasa
luto.
na eh.
yes.
Oo.
So you have several types of lechon Cebu. You have
Very
ones
nice.
from Talamban, Balamban.
Opo.
You know, name it, they have it. Pero yung sa karkar, yung nakita ko, they bury the whole carcass in salt overnight. Then the next day, tsaka nila lalagyan ng tanlad, garlic, and everything.
Flavoring.
So sabi ko, bakit kaya? Anong process na nangyayari? Yung proseso pala na yun ay dry brining. So same with this process, what we're doing is we're dry brining. So
Opo.
iniisip nyo, wow, daming salt, grabe. Sakit sa bato mauuwa natin dito.
Oo nga eh.
Kanina sa diabetes.
Kanina diabetes,
Oo,
ngayon sa bato naman. Sabi,
Kidney.
you know, kid me not. Hindi naman.
Okay. Ayan.
So there. So,
Okay.
for you to be able to clean your boards
Puto mo, may
automatically,
bonus pa.
okay, you just flip it over.
Ang galing!
Yes! Grabe! Wow! Alam mo, yan talaga. Yan ang hinahabol ng international community sa
Oo,
kanya.
sa Mexico.
Yung mga ganyang
It's
lesson.
very clean, no? It's very clean.
Pwede ba yung sa pinggan? Pwede ba yun? Pag,
No, don't do that. So, we use this for the potatoes. So I'm just gonna
You know.
cut the head of the garlic like this.
Opo.
No? Let's have our trash bowl.
Dito po. Gilid.
Sige lang
Put our
po.
trash
Sige lang
here.
po.
So since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Talaga.
Okay.
Nagbilang ng staff.
Binilang ang sambayanan.
Yes, because everyone is going to eat.
Can we have 2 for Father Roy?
No. Kuya, 2 is too much.
Hindi.
Ako po 3. Ayan o.
All
Kasi
right.
nga sanay magpakain ng marami si
Oo,
chef.
nga eh.
Yes.
Kaya pag siya nag-iisip tuloy siya pang maramihan.
Kaya nga kapag family get
Events,
together,
yes.
pamilya ko pa lang, pati pamilya ng misis ko, puno na yung events
22.
place.
Magkakapatid.
Mag-iimbita pa ba tayo ng iba? Hindi na. Immediate
Ayan.
family lang.
Ano po
So we're just gonna put oil on top of our garlic.
Tama bago.
Kakaiba to, kakaiba to.
Ibang
Okay.
ano to. Presentation at ano rin, technique.
Yep.
Hindi,
And
babalik tayo ulit chef yan.
And then we're gonna put it inside the oven in a while. But our cheesecake is still there. So
okay
let's
po.
prepare na for our let's prepare for our steak.
In all these things sa pagdaanan mo, no, from yung being so professional, and
Yes.
hanggang ngayon naman, ano, yung
Oo.
ginagawa dati. And then, naging sa pandemic, naging professional dad.
Oo.
Yeah.
House dad.
Full-time dad.
Full-time dad. Ano ba ang very unforgettable learnings na can you say?
From all these experiences.
From all of these experiences, ang masasabi ko lang, lahat ng magagandang bagay ay galing sa Diyos. No. So all good things come from God.
Amen.
So these things, these skills that I learned, this comes from God. This is
Amen.
I am just an instrument. No. And meron mga what do you call this? Meron ka mga trials, mga paghihirap,
Subok, yeah.
pagsubok. Pero at the end of the day, it's like I could remember somebody told me, it's like if you're having a difficult time, it's like a bag of beans tas binabanatan ka eh. no? Tapos sabay, kakabanat sa'yo, sumabog na yung bag of beans na yun eh. And those bag of beans, yung nasa loob nun, is you eh. It's your goodness eh. It's the goodness of you. You're that bag. Pag sumabog yun, you're everywhere. And that everywhere, yung each seed na yun is a seed of love eh. And that is the seeds that come from God. And you're spreading your love. So, the more difficult it is, go, sige lang. Mahirap. I have to be a professional dad. Quit your, or you gave up your job, what you love. You have so much anxiety, pero wala eh. Nandiyan ang Diyos.
Yeah.
At punot dulo, we could be so cerebral, so technical and everything, but if there's no love here,
Yeah.
if this is not done with love, there's nothing. And that love, I was loved first. We were loved first by God. And all of these things, tandaan nyo yan, kahit ganong kahirap pa, lahat ng pag-ibig na to, galing yan sa Diyos. So we have to return that love back to Him.
Kung walang love, sayang rib-eye. Di ba
Yes. Kaya lahat ng itong ginagawa natin ay sa ngalan ng pagmamahal.
Yeah.
At dahil sa pag-ibig,
Saan galing ang pag-ibig na yan?
sa Diyos na.
Yes. So there.
Because God is love.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we're finished with our cheesecake. Kukunin na natin siya.
Yes! Ang iniintay natin.
Singgalong, hindi, singgalong. Pandakan cheesecake.
Pandakan.
Pandakan cheesecake. Eto na.
So, pero before that, kasi ilalagay din natin yung ating garlic sa
Oo nga
oven.
pala, paglabas kasi ng cheesecake, yung garlic kakaiba.
So,
Alright,
Steak,
Father
steak,
Roy.
alright. Let's see.
Ayun.
Oh, wow.
Yan ang masarap na
Yes.
Wow! Maganda yung
Dapat.
pagkakataas ng cheesecake, oh.
Dito na.
So, this is going to deflate a little bit more in a while.
Di-deflate pa siya.
I-deflate yan. Eto na.
Wow, ang ganda.
O, diba?
Alright, so
Teamwork.
let's let this cool for a
Okay.
while.
And
Tapos sabay,
now,
let's move forward with our potatoes kasi tapos na.
Marble potatoes.
Pero pasok ko muna ito si garlic.
Diba no?
Yung flour garlic, no? Kakaibang klaseng garlic. Flour
With
garlic.
oil.
So 400 degrees. Just around 5
eto
minutes.
na.
No, tapos sabay we're gonna go for the steak. So
Okay.
our potatoes. So it's in a medium
Nilalagyan
heat
na.
now. We're just going to add some rosemary on it.
Rosemary.
Okay? And then we're just gonna give that a little bit of a toss. So yung bacon natin nandyan, yung rosemary nandyan. Okay, so
And of
that is
course,
actually good. So let's get a
Bowl?
yes, let's get a plate.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yung ating dalawang
Chef, would you like
Yes,
to
yes, yes,
Ah.
please.
Okay.
Akin na.
Kami nananabik kami
Muna sa,
ni Hans,
kabila.
nananabik ng mga kating.
Oo nga eh.
So we're just
Talaga.
going to reserve this. So when you say reserve, itatabi lang natin siya, no? For a while. That
Can I
piece,
eat one?
Father, pwede mo nang kainin yan. Ayan. Okay, very good.
Init!
Ay!
Ang init!
Ayan.
Ang init!
Ay!
Alam ko, makarama ko sa'yo eh. Nakarama tuloy ako.
Ay! Okay.
So, ano,
Yeah,
Father,
yeah.
how is it? It's pretty good, no?
No, it was hot.
I just felt it's hot. Okay.
Napaso ako eh.
So, yung pan na ginamit natin dun sa ating potatoes, mainit din yan.
Father Roy! Father Roy!
2 points for you, Father.
Okay,
Yun,
eto
So,
pa.
just go- going to add
para sa steak kasi.
Our asparagus.
Asparagus.
No? So, with our asparagus, we're just gonna hit that with a little bit of salt.
Ang dami natin salt yung hour na to, Father.
Oo.
Marami kaming salt
A
ito.
little bit.
Marami tayong kasalanan ngayon.
No, actually, salt. Salt,
sin.
Salt of
salt-
the earth naman tayo and light of the world. Okay
actually, I
lang.
was gonna say something like that. So, yung salt mo, kasi hydroscopic siya, it brings out flavor.
Yan.
Ayan na.
No? So, it brings out flavor.
Konti na lang, Father Roy.
So, we're
I
going to
Ito na ang
add our
rib.
oil. Ito na rib eye natin.
Okay.
So, na-dry brine na natin siya
Okay po.
kanina. No? So,
Ito ay,
we just need
wet
a
dish.
smoky pan.
Yan. Chef Anton, ang dami natin natutunan sa araw na ito, no?
Well, apart from the fact na yung kanyang buhay is really a testimony of, yung isang taong active,
Yes.
buhay na buhay, no? Yung
Oo.
sa kanyang even before the pandemic, involved na siya, no? Sa isang
Yes.
kawang gawa, no?
Oo, ayun.
Kaya na, nakamoy ko na.
Narinig mo? Tunog pa lang.
Ulam na.
If you only have smell-o-vision right now, the smells that are coming out in there, ang sarap, ang bango. And,
Yes.
by the way guys, ulitin ko ulit, local yan.
How long does it take, Chef, para po ang ganyang kakapal na steak ay maluto?
So 4 minutes per side, tapos ire-rest natin siya. Tapos, so, actually we have pre-prepared or pinansir na natin doon kanina.
Oo.
Tapos yung finishing nun, papakita ko sa inyo.
Kailangan siyang i-rest talaga. Ikaw man, Hans, ilagay dyan, mapagod ka talaga.
Kailangan mo
eh.
rin magpahinga.
Kailangan i-rest ka talaga.
Pero diba, kailangan pagtapos ng isang magandang pahinga, mas masarap. Diba? Mas masarap.
Gusto ko rin makita, how does a chef prepare yung kanyang, di ba meron siyang ano pa eh?
Ano yan? Yung art talaga, presentation.
Meron pa yan eh, mga chef, mga galing sa ganyan.
As you can see, we have a very nice crust around it. No? So, this one, we'll finish this off later. And as you could see, yung asparagus ko, nag-wilt na siya. No? So, naluluto na rin siya. So, there. So, we'll rest this also.
Pahinga muna siya, pahinga muna.
So, we'll get this back in here.
Ito yung kanyang first batch na naluto siya.
Father Roy,
Okay.
thank you. So, we get our butter. So, this is 1/4 butter. So, just... Wow.
Naku po, kung andito lang po talaga kayo, amoy na amoy po ninyo ang sarap ng
Ang
inihahain
ulam.
Chef Anton.
And then, we're gonna get our garlic.
Ito yung
Garlic.
kanyang
Crushed
crushed
garlic. I was being asked a question a while ago, Chef, di ko nakita yung garlic. Oh, there you go.
Ito na, ang
And
garlic.
then we're gonna get thyme.
Thyme.
This is the time.
Yes.
The thyme is now.
Thyme and thyme again.
Yes, this thyme is also from Tagaytay. So,
Oh, di ba?
kasi my parents are now living and residing in Tagaytay.
Tagaytay.
So I have time to buy there.
Thyme.
Yes.
At the same time, to visit them.
Yes. Oh, very important to visit also your parents.
Oo.
Yes. So there.
So yung lasa ngayon ng mga lahat ng iyan ay nanunuot na doon sa steak.
Steak na.
No, but actually this is one of the most relaxing things that I do.
Father Roy.
I do in life, no? So you have your steak there and then you just tilt and then
Yan.
oh my gosh.
Lahat ng lasa mo mabalik doon.
Talaga. Walang
Game na yan.
masasayang.
Chef, di ba pa game niya, Chef?
Di ba?
Chef, game na kami. Woo, kakain.
Chef.
Patience is a virtue.
Oo. Wala kang
Chef.
virtue, Father.
Charity,
Okay.
Chef.
The joke lang. Yes, charity. Charity,
Mercy,
yes.
Grabe ang sarap. Father
There
Hans,
we
yung
go.
temptation, Father Hans.
Since we're doing family style, no? Since our lovely producer told me na, oh,
Lovely
good.
producer.
Oh, lovely.
Oh
Yes.
my!
We need
Our
we need good
producer
for
is
we
so
need good for
lovely.
15 for a small budget. Okay, no problem. Sanay tayo dyan.
How lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have our wonderful
Father Hans.
steak.
Opo.
Yep. And then let's get our knife. Sorry. Oh, that is a nice medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah. Who likes the fat?
Fat?
Laban. Kakainin ko lahat yan.
Minsan-minsan.
Carnivorous talaga ako, Chef.
Wow. Chef, naku po, alam ko po.
Oh, that is nice. Look, it's very pink in the middle.
Yes.
Yan ang ating ano,
Yan
no?
po talaga,
Medium.
Chef, ang medium rare talaga.
Medium rare, yeah.
Ganyan ang itsura talaga dapat.
And as you can see, since we rested the steak, hindi siya yung nag-ooze out ng mga juice.
Sige
Ay,
nga.
parang gusto kong tikman yung cheesecake, Father Roy.
Ito muna.
Sige.
Sarap!
Anong tinikman mo, Kuya Roy?
Yung marble potatoes with yung rosemary and thyme.
Father Roy, alam mo, tikman mo na kagad yung ribeye.
You put some of the garlic.
Malasa, hindi ganun sa kaalat, Father Roy. At napakalambot nga nung karne. Sabi nga ni Chef kanina.
Why would you try some of the garlic, the roasted garlic?
Oh, roasted garlic.
Father Hans? Anong pangalan ko ulit? Nakalimutan ko pangalan ko, Father Hans. Sarap.
Geneva?
Father Geneva? May pa pangalan ko.
Sobrang sarap, no? Nakaiba bigla
Grabe,
ang
Father Roy.
pangalan mo, no? Okay,
Napakasarap.
Maraming salamat po sa araw na binigay ni Chef para sa atin ngayon.
Speechless na ako, Father Hans.
Speechless ka?
Hindi ako magsalita.
Speechless ka?
Kakain na lang ako.
Hindi ka lang naging nameless? Speechless ka na rin.
Di ba, Father? Di ba, Father,
Samantha?
Ay, Chef. Yes, Chef.
Di ba you're the charismatic, di ba?
Opo, Chef.
So,
Previously po, Chef.
why won't we sing Ito ang Araw, di ba?
Talaga habang tayo ay nagpapaalam na muna, habang tayo ay nagpapasalamat kay Chef, talagang this is the day talaga. Ito ang araw talaga. Pero Father Roy, please, do the honor naman ng konting cheesecake naman dyan.
Okay.
Father Roy, dyan na lang.
Sige, sige.
Ikaw na
Father
muna
Roy,
mag-
Thank you,
yan.
thank you.
Please do
Thank
the
you.
horrors.
And so,
Oh.
finally, I get to taste this one.
Yes. How is our cheesecake, Father Roy?
Mainit.
Mainit!
Pero,
Alam niyo, mukhang pero
alam mo,
malasa.
kahit anong init yan, masarap pa rin. Yung cream, no? At saka yung graham, nasa mo, no?
Yes.
Tasty talaga siya. At bagay na pang dessert dito sa ating kinain na.
O para medyo natin, mapalamig muna yan, tayo muli nagpapasalamat. Chef, maraming salamat
Thank you
po
very much.
sa food na iyong i-share sa amin. And of course, sa stories at sa learnings
Inspiring
na
stories,
binigay niyo
yeah.
po sa amin. Nako, God bless you, your family of course, at ang inyo pong marami pang ministering darating. Father
God
Roy.
bless you always and your family. Keep safe always. And I'm sabi mo nga kanina, no? All good things would come even from amidst the trials po that come our way. And so, God will always bless you and your
Yes.
family.
Yeah.
And so, mga ka-testimony, no?
Yes,
So,
tayo po
kami
ay-
kumakain ng masarap dito.
Babalik
Mag-break
muna
muna
tayo.
po kami, no? While we taste this napakasarap na luto.
Maraming salamat po. Tuloy ang pagtikim.
Tuloy ang laban.
Yes! Again, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama sa amin sa episode na ito. So join in, for the best way to one's heart is through the stomach.
So let us serve one another with Christopher meals and after meals too. Ako po si Father Roy Bellen.
At ako po si Father Hans Magdurulang. Magsama-sama tayo muli sa isang masarap at masayang kwentuhan dito sa Tastetimony.